Hello and welcome back to the Homeschool Library. Well, we are coming out of the great winter storm of 2026. Hope everyone out there in YouTube land has stayed appropriately warm, got some good times, cuddled up with your friends, family, even a good book, uh, nice fireplace, cup of soup, some good coffee, whatever keeps you warm, cozy, and happy. I hope you've had a great weekend. So since we're coming out of some of the more extreme weather, that means it's time to get back and make another video. This time we're going to do another Haggard January update with a volume that I've been teasing kind of since the beginning of the month. This is not one of the more well-known of Rider Haggard's works. It's one that I had read before in part. I'd never finished the book entirely. But I got through it this time, and I'm glad I did. It is the second book in this volume here, back to the Leonauer series, which I've showcased on this channel before, which has the majority of H. Rider Haggard's works, not everything. This has got two volumes in it, When the World Shook and Dr. Therne. Dr. Therne is the book that I read for, in this case, Haggard playing in other genres. This is a 4-volume set of H. Rider Haggard's fantastic fiction. It's got several books in here that don't quite fit in some of his other genres, like the Lost World, historical, African-style adventures. These are some of his stuff that's just a little bit different. Dr. Therne here is there's not really any fantasy to it at all. It's very, very real world. And I'm glad that I read this one when I did, because I found it to be very timely, which I'm sure it was also when it was written. Dr. Therne deals with a young doctor, as you would expect, Dr. Therne. Was a very gifted young medical man. His father was a doctor. He had all the great, all the signs of becoming a very gifted physician. Went through medical school, graduated, and one of the first things he did upon graduation is he took a trip to Mexico, right in the middle of a smallpox epidemic. He was familiar with smallpox as a person would be, but also through it was really the first time that he became accustomed to smallpox as a doctor. They got to Mexico, where he met his wife on a stagecoach transport going into Mexico City, where he was supposed to meet some friends, and they got to where they were going, and this woman that he met on the coach, her family lived there. They were apparently fabulously wealthy, but up in their estate, when they got there, everyone was already dead from smallpox. They were quarantined for some time, recording the insane deaths across the village, until they were finally able, the quarantine was lifted, and they were able to get away and go back home to England. Now, smallpox, there was already a vaccination for smallpox. If you remember from school, the doctor, was it Pasteur? Lister? Pasteur. Yes, Dr. Pasteur invented the smallpox vaccine using a cowpox virus. And concocted the vaccine through that. So that was already a thing, although it had not really reached to Mexico yet. It was there, but not widespread. He gets back home, and that has shaken him to his core, being confronted with all of that death. And that's the theme that covers throughout the book. He admits that he is deathly afraid of smallpox. There's not another disease out there that he has a problem with personally or medically, but smallpox just instills him with an irrational fear. And he understands, he's internalized that, he gets it, and that colors much of his medical profession going forward. Well, he comes back home to England, he marries the woman, and he tries to set himself up in this little English village where there's already an established doctor. Now, this doctor happened to be his late father's assistant, who, through schmoozing the right people, had gotten himself a lordship, and he was the doctor of this town. For 30 some years, everyone who needed doctoring went to him, and the man is very phony. He sees this young Dr. Therne and acts like he's taking him under his wing. Oh, yeah, sure. There's room in this town for both of us. We'll set you up. But in private, he's bad-mouthing the young doctor. He's doing everything that he can to get rid of him, kick him out, because he wants to be the only game in town. Until there is an event where this elder doctor is summoned to a case that he doesn't have any medical answer for. Well, Dr. Therne, being the only other doctor in the area, comes onto the scene, diagnoses it properly, and the child recovers, instantly giving him the gratification of the community. And this older doctor is kind of shut out a little bit. So Dr. Therne starts to gain quite a bit of notoriety. A few years go by, he and his wife, they have a daughter, and out of professional courtesy, Dr. Therne allows this older doctor to be his wife's doctor to deliver their baby. And it's very, it doesn't give you an answer specifically, but you're made to believe that this older doctor may have either intentionally or accidentally, but not trying to fix it, allowed his wife to die of complications from childbirth. And that, of course, creates more drama. It kind of boils up. A lot of just personal intrigue. It doesn't sound really, honestly, all that exciting if you're used to reading Haggard's Lost World Adventures and Eric Bright Eyes and some of those great action-packed stories. But something about the way Haggard writes this, it's very personal. I was totally engaged and enthralled the entire time. I really, really enjoyed reading this book. Eventually, his is through various machinations of some high-ranking members of the community, young Dr. Therne is pushed into a seat in Parliament representing this district. And despite his feelings on vaccination, he believes very strongly in vaccination. However, he sees some of the mishandling of less than reputable doctors and how they handle vaccination and some of the sterilization and cleanliness and just bad practice that has given vaccination a bad name amongst especially some of the poorer people of society. And because he wants success so much, he allows these elements to maneuver him into accepting a seat on Parliament on an anti-vaccination ticket. And he's able to kind of play both sides against the middle a little bit. Again, he's absolutely for vaccination in its purest form, but it's all the medical malpractice that he has a problem with. So as long as he comes down hard on that, in private, he can still believe in vaccination. But he has to be so public about this that his daughter grows up being 100% anti-vaccination in every form. And then guess what happens? Their little village is hit with smallpox. And you now have an entire generation who has grown up with no vaccination. And I'm going to leave you with that. I'm not going to give away the end of the book because it comes to a very, very dramatic conclusion. I loved this book. I really did. It is so timely, I think, in recent years and the issue with vaccination and everything. And I'm not going to come down hard on either side. I'm not going to discuss my beliefs in that regard. But I would love for you, if you get a chance, find the book by Haggard, Dr. Therne, and read that. This is one that I think when we get to that point in learning about kind of the history of vaccination, this is one that we're going to use here in the homeschool. Fiction absolutely has its place in education, and this is going to be a great one. Great book. Again, I keep saying it's very timely, very personal. I think it will, no matter where you stand, it's going to resonate with you on that issue. So that's it. That's all I've got for this review of Dr. Therne by H. Rider Haggard. Have you read it? Do you want to read it? How are you feeling about Haggard January if you're participating at all? I know that there's a lot. It's coming to an end. The month of January is almost over, so I definitely wanted to get this review out. I've had it read for a while now, but this was the first opportunity that I really had to kind of make a video and review on it. So I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you are staying warm in the month of January, wherever you're at. And I'm gonna leave you with that, and have a great time. Brad out. We'll see you next time. Bye.